During your job search, there's one question that's asked over and over, both in casual conversations and informal interviews. So tell me about yourself. You cannot make up your response to this question in the moment or in front of the interviewer and expect to win. We'll explain how to draft a 3-part elevator speech which answers this question and positively sets the stage for the rest of the conversation. Before you start drafting your elevator speech, remember that you're about to embark on a sales campaign. That's right, the interview is really a sales competition. Through reflection, preparation, and practice, you must be well prepared to sell your product yourself. Matter of fact, you're the product as well as the salesperson. You have to be the expert on you and know yourself so well that you can easily and confidently share about who you are and what you do well to everyone who asks. This is not a time to be humble. Once you get your response to the "so tell me about yourself" question down, it'll help you when networking and having casual conversations about your job search as well as in the interview. Because when you walk away from a conversation, you want the other person to clearly understand who you are, what you're looking for, so that they can refer you to people who might be able to help you in your job search. An elevator speech is important because we want you to stand out from your competition who may answer this question with typical responses such as their life history. For example, "Well, I grew up in rural Colorado on a farm. I'm one of 5 children. I graduated from high school in 2003. I'm really a big football fan, but don't get to many pro games." Totally irrelevant. Or they might answer a mini summary of their resume. "I've been working since I was 15 years old. My first job was for my neighbor mowing her lawn. I got a degree in accounting, passed the CPA test on the first try, worked for one of the Big 10 accounting firms for 8 years, and then became a partner in a small specialized accounting firm." This, too, is boring. Seriously, this question causes people to tremble at the thought of what they're going to say. We've even had people who told us that they freeze up in the interview when asked this question because they don't know what the interviewer wants. Think about this from the interviewer's point of view. They just want you to start talking. They didn't ask for your life history. You just need to answer this with a positive, brief response that you've thoughtfully prepared beforehand, and then wait for the next question. The interviewer will be impressed and anxious to hear what comes next. It's actually going to be very refreshing to them. There are 3 steps to creating a great elevator speech. Number 1, a statement of your career history that's important right now. 2, your essence summary that shares the personal side of yourself. And 3, your ideal job summary that outlines what you want to do in your next career move, and it must be relevant to the position being sought. By putting together the 3 suggested steps, the interviewer gets a brief glimpse of what you've been doing, who you are personally, and how you would fit in with the team. And lastly, whether you're a match for the position at hand or one within the organizational structure. And if you use your elevator speech in a confident, fresh way every time, you're setting the tone for the interview that speaks volumes about your proactive approach, which you will probably bring to the workplace as well. As you consider step 1 of your elevator speech, creating a statement of your career history, think about the most successful path that you've been on, the one that you want to continue pursuing, the jobs that you've loved doing, and then create a simple summary statement to just briefly tell the interviewer the highlights of your career so they know that you are an engineer, a teacher, an accountant, etc. So set the stage for what comes next. So here's some examples. I have had a successful career in marketing, specifically in the consumer goods industry. I am a middle school English teacher who has been teaching at District 204 for the past 4 years. For the past 11 years, I have enjoyed progressing from production engineer to quality control manager at Toyota's manufacturing plant. When you create the second part of your elevator speech, your essence summary, you're revealing the personal side of yourself. Just a glimpse of the essence of the type of person that you are and why they should like you. The whole point of the interview is to create a connection with the hiring manager so that they like you better than others. By sharing this personal side of yourself, you are starting that connection. And again, this is a 1 to 2 sentence summary to help them get a glimpse of who you are. In order to create the essence summary, we've broken it down into 2 parts. There's a descriptor exercise, and then you use the information from that exercise to create your essence summary. In the descriptor exercise, please describe yourself in short, concise phrases or words using positive, lively adjectives such as highly energized, proactive, trustworthy. Don't let any single description exceed 4 words. 1 word actually might be sufficient. Remember, in this exercise, it's time to blow your horn. Use words that are comfortable because you know that's how you and others have always described yourself. Please refer to the Positive Adjectives resource document for examples of adjectives to expand your thinking. This exercise helps you prepare to write your summary essence statement that will fit into your elevator speech. The second exercise is to write a summary of who you are, which we call your essence summary. In this exercise, you need to draft 1 to 2 sentences that describe the essence of you using the words or phrases from the descriptor exercise you just completed. Use words that you would normally use in conversation and that describe you best. When you finish, you should feel that these sentences perfectly describe you. Here are some examples of essence summaries. I enjoy a challenge and find that people routinely ask me to help them solve problems. In addition, I have a positive attitude towards learning new ideas. I am fair and open-minded, and I believe that honest conversations are essential as they build trust and confidence. I see a silver lining in almost any situation and believe due diligence and being resourceful are key assets for my success. In the third step of your elevator speech, using 1 or 2 sentences, you need to specifically summarize what you want to do in your next career move, and it also must be relevant to the position being sought. This helps the person you're talking to know where you would fit in and whether you match up with what they're looking for. Or, in the case of networking, it helps the other person identify people who might be able to help you. This part of your elevator speech must be fine-tuned for different situations. In order to create your ideal job summary, we've broken it down into 2 parts, a look to the past exercise and then your ideal job summary. When you start considering what you want to do in your next career move, you need to look to the past. What do you know that you do well? Your past work experiences, volunteer work, and educational successes will guide you to your answers. Based on your self-reflection, you'll start to clarify what value you could bring to an employer. Then as you fine-tune your answer, you should focus in on a range of the type of position that you're looking for, and fine-tune it for a specific job description if you have a targeted job or interview in mind. Please note that when you start linking it to a specific job and their needs, such as, I could ensure that customers are extremely satisfied with our services, it will start helping them understand where you could make a difference. As you consider what you've done and what you love to do, jot down 10 to 15 words or phrases that help you determine what it is that you want to do in your next job. For example, maybe you enjoy leading teams, focus on results, love details and making things happen. Or perhaps you're a problem solver, a numbers person, or perhaps a customer service extraordinaire, or a creative program designer. You need to figure out what you love to do, and that will guide you to know what you want to do in your next job. Now take time to reflect on the items that you've jotted down on your list. What do you want to do? Does what you have listed seem to fit a position or range of positions that you would consider at this time? And then keep in mind, the more specific you get when speaking to this, the more you might eliminate yourself because the job's not available. So keep a range of possibilities in front of you and that you're able to speak to. What you need to do next in this process is to create 1 to 2 sentences that summarize what you want in your next career position and the focus of responsibilities you desire that would match your best skills, talents, and experiences, and then you connect your desires to the job being sought. You start that first sentence with, for the next step in my career. Here's a few examples of ideal job summaries. I'm looking for a mid-level position in auditing because I enjoy problem solving, being proactive, and ensuring that every detail is taken care of so we get excellent results. For my next career position, I'm looking for a challenging leadership position where I can step up and get things back on track and moving towards bottom line performance improvement. In my ideal job, I would do best in customer service because I'm known for resolving complicated customer issues and converting them back to happy customers. For the next step in my career, I'm looking for a mid-level accounting position where I can analyze data and design the graphs and charts to engage the client in a discussion about the story of the data. Regardless of the position, I'm good at tuning into the dynamics and mood of the group and bringing positive energy to the team. You can see other examples, and those examples will give you some idea what they might look like and sound like. And you'll note that everyone is very different because they need to be authentic to you and to the job to which you are applying for. So they should represent the best of the best about you and what you could do for the employer, briefly and clearly. We want to caution you not to use any of these thoughts in your ideal job summary. Don't include a description of job conditions in an ideal work environment, so don't use phrases such as, I would like to work in an organization where I can be promoted, where people are friendly and helpful, that offers great benefits, that pays well. Remember, you're trying to help them see what you could do for them, not what they can do for you. So let's review and put all of these 3 steps together. By putting them together, the interviewer gets a brief glimpse of what you've been doing, who you are personally and how you would fit in with the team, and lastly, whether you are a match for the position at hand or one within the organizational structure. So here's the 3 steps put together into a great elevator speech example. I'm a talented, highly experienced marketer who sees the big picture and is quickly able to synthesize ideas and identify opportunities for marketing a product. I lead by example and find that my personal integrity brings out the best in others. In my next career position, I'm looking for a leadership opportunity in marketing where I can lead a team to develop and introduce products to an evolving or new market. As you draft your elevator speech, which is your response to the "so tell me about yourself" question, make sure that it authentically represents you. We don't recommend that you memorize it word for word, but rather that you know the key points and are able to say it naturally every time you use it. Lastly, share it with people who know you best. Do they think that it represents the essence of who you are? Your elevator speech will set a positive, memorable tone when you're networking and interviewing. It will truly set you apart from your competition. Be sure to complete the exercises as outlined, draft and finalize the 3 pieces of a great elevator speech, and know the key points and then practice them to make sure you can say it fresh every time you use your elevator speech.